Factorize by completing the square. We are going to use this b divided by 2 squared little formula in all of these questions. So factorizing by completing the square is a method of factorizing that is foolproof. It works for every single quadratic equation, whereas the method of using that table and trying to find your factors and what factors equate your C value, that doesn't always work. But this method, factorizing by completing the square using this b over 2 squared, will always work. So in this video, I'm going to run through a couple of practice questions, explain the steps, and hopefully you will be able to do some practice questions yourself that I will put up at the end of the video. If you want those practice questions, just go straight to the end of the video now and they will be there. This first question I'm going to do is x squared plus 10x plus 16. So that is my first question, and here is how we do it. The first thing that we want to do is we write out the first two parts of this question, but we want to add in our b over 2 squared. So we're going to add in this b over 2 squared. Now this letter b here is the middle one in our question. So this is going to be 10 over 2 squared. And once we add that, we kind of do want to take it away because we don't want to affect our equation. We're just putting it in there to do this completing the square method. So we add it, we then minus it. Sounds counterintuitive, but that's kind of just how maths is sometimes. And then at the very end, we're going to add on our 16 from our final bit in the question. So this orange bit went in between these two bits, our B and our C. Once we have that, we are going to take this first bit here and it very nicely factorizes down into x squared plus 5 squared. Now you might be wondering where I got the 5 from. I actually got it from this here. This 10 over 2, that equals 5. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So that is what goes there. So that is that green bit, and now we need to put the final bit on the end. I'm going to work out this right now. I'm going to go negative 5 squared in the brackets there, because we got the 10 over 2 in brackets, plus 16. If we put that in our calculator, that gives us negative 9. So I'm actually going to take that negative 9, I'm going to write it at the end of our equation over here, negative 9. Now we can do one more little thing here. We can take this, because they both have a squared there, we know then that it is going to be x plus 5 squared. And I also want us to have a number here that is squared, but that number needs to equal this 9. So we should be able to work out that 3 squared is equal to 9. So I'm going to put that 3 squared there. Almost there, 2 steps to go. Our next step is to take this. We've got a square here. So we got this bit here that's got a square, and we've got this bit here that's got a square. We have a minus there, which means we have got the difference of 2 squares. This becomes x plus 5 minus 3 in one bracket, and x plus 5 plus 3 in the other bracket. Let's do those in the blue. Minus 3 goes there, plus 3 goes there. So you can see how those numbers have moved around. At the end of all of this, we've got x, 5 take 3 is 2, and x, 5 plus 3 is 8. And that is our final answer for this question. All right, my next question is going to be x squared minus 2x minus 3. Keep in mind, you do need to do a few of these questions to really get the understanding and the memory of these steps, of how you do it. It just takes practice, a lot of practice to get this in your head and understand what you're doing. So we have got x squared minus 2x. We're going to insert in here b. So we're going to plus b over 2. Now b is negative 2 in this question, so it's going to be negative 2 divided by 2, and we square that. And because we plussed, we need to then minus negative 2 over 2 squared. And we are going to minus 3 on the end because we've got that here. So this orange bit, once again, went in the middle of these two. Once we have that, we can do our step on this. These first three terms, they factorize nicely down into x squared minus 2 over 2 is 1 squared. So that is that first bit there. We want to work out what this is. So we want to do negative 1 squared, take 3. That equals, put it in your calculator, that gives you negative 4. So that negative 4 is going to go straight over there. Now we can take this first bit here in red. They're both squared, so we can go x minus 1 squared like that. And we want to subtract something that we square to get 4. Hopefully you guys know that 2 squared equals 4. So we do minus 2 squared there. Then we put it together, x minus 1 minus 2, x minus 1 plus 2. Answer these simple questions. Negative 1 take 2 is equal to negative 3. Negative 1 plus 2 is equal to positive 1. And that is our answer, x take 3, x plus 1. The final question I'm going to do today in this video is x squared plus 3x plus 2. So to do this, we follow the same process, x squared plus 3x. We're going to add this b over 2, so we want to have 3 over 2 because b is equal to 3 squared, and we're going to go minus 3 over 2 squared, and then we put the plus 2 on the end. Plus 2 goes on the end. After that, we take this first 3 terms here and they go down nicely into x squared plus 3 over 2 is equal to 1.5. So 1.5 squared. So that is that green bit there. And then we are going to work out what this other bit is. So negative 1.5 squared plus 2, that gives you negative 0.25. That's okay, we can deal with that, not a problem. Negative 0.25 goes in there. So we're going to take this green bit, minus 0.25. Finally, we've got, these are both squares, which means we can go x plus 1.5 square that. And we want to add in our minus something squared to give us 0.25. But we do not know what to write in here. We don't know what squared, what times itself equals 0.25. Okay, we don't know what we should put there. So what we're going to do if we don't know is to put the square root of 0.25 there. So we are going to put the square root of 0.25 in there and have that squared. If there are any questions where you do not know what number to write there, do the square root of that number. Okay, that's the number you will write if you do not know. That works for any number, by the way, like the ones that we did before, the 4, where we did 3 squared at the start and we did 2 squared before. We could have easily done the square root of 4 or the square root of 9, and it would have worked just the same. Now we have got everything that we need. We can go x plus 1.5 minus the square root of 0.25, and we go x plus 1.5 plus the square root of 0.25. So just like before, these go in there. Let me change this to blue. Minus 0.25 plus square root of 0.25. So those blue bits go in there, the red bits go in front of it. And now you can put this into your calculator to work out what these bits are. If you put that in your calculator and that in your calculator, you'll find that 1.5 minus the square root of 0.25 is equal to 1. Yes, it is equal to 1. And if you also put in your calculator 1.5 plus the square root of 0.25, you will also see that that is also equal to, sorry, not also equal to, that is equal to 2. And that is our final answer, x plus 1, x plus 2. We use that square root because we didn't know what number to put there. We put it down the bottom. When we put it in our calculator, we will get the number. The number is 1 and the number 2. All right, those are the 3 questions that I will be doing in this video. Please take a look at these practice questions, pause this video and see if you can do as many as you can. Remember, practicing them makes perfect. The answers are there in green, so all you are doing is doing the working out and seeing if you can get those answers that are there in green. Good luck, have fun, see you later.